What are your thoughts on Bluesky? As a Mastodon user, I was disappointed to see them spin up a different protocol. I see them now promoting themselves as billionaire proof. Yeah, so with Bluesky, I think it does address some things, right? Like it addresses some issues. It at least attempts to have some form of federation, but it's not like realistic. Like no one actually uses Bluesky in that kind of way. It is still super centralized, and I also just don't think the interface is that good. Like Bluesky just feels so bare bones and like yeah, what's the word for it? Just raw. Yeah, Bluesky is very raw to use. With that said, the community I've found to be pretty solid. There's good engagement over there, and I found that like there's a lot more nuance for things, a lot more than Twitter, which is very like I either have yes or no to say, whereas Bluesky I see like a lot more like middle and a lot more nuance. So I'm mixed on Bluesky. I do agree they probably should have just used ActivityPub in my opinion, and then it would actually like interoperate with so many other things because ActivityPub seems to be kind of the gold standard right now for federation. So yeah, and I don't think that Bluesky is billionaire proof. It's just not, and we already have billionaires who do back Bluesky. I believe, is it Mark Cuban who backs it, or like at least has some investments in it? So it is not billionaire proof. I do think Mastodon is a lot more like billionaire / like big tech proof than Bluesky, because Mastodon is a nonprofit and anyone can host their own server, and there really isn't like a strong like central like corporate entity behind it. One could argue Bluesky doesn't either, but I think like functionally there's still too much money from like too many centralized players behind Bluesky, in my opinion. So I'm on all three right now, on Twitter, on Bluesky, and on Mastodon. I think all of them have cool benefits, but I agree. I think Bluesky should have just gone with ActivityPub, and it's kind of weird they didn't. Oh yeah, Bluesky UI is Twitter 2011. Yeah, and it's weird because Bluesky has so much money behind it. I feel like a teenager who's like an intern for like any other company could build a better UI UX. So I don't know like why. It's like they don't care. They just don't want to at this point because it's been out for so long. And like, have you guys noticed that Bluesky, like it takes them a year to roll out like just basic features, and I just think it's really bizarre. So I don't know if that's because they just move slow. I don't know if the way that they like have to like federate everything makes it harder, but I just find it interesting how slow it moves. My state officially uses Bluesky for traffic alerts. It's handy. That was primarily what I used Twitter for before the algorithm buried your tweets. That's cool. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about like the control. Like I've been seeing a lot more people like wake up to this, but like having a centralized company control critical alerts is wild. Like I'm really glad that people are waking up to the fact that maybe they shouldn't be doing traffic alerts and other emergency alerts on Twitter. Like, regardless of whether or not like your account stays open, if the algorithm, whatever, the important thing about those alerts is that they're accessible to anybody regardless if they have a Twitter account. And if anyone's tried accessing Twitter without a Twitter account, you'll know that that's very hard to do. So yeah, using these locked away platforms that don't want people without an account to access data is a big problem. And I hope that that becomes a more prominent talking point. This clip came from our main channel, Techlore, where we talk about digital rights and how to keep yourself and the people around you safe online, as well as just reclaiming a little bit more ownership. If you enjoy this content, want more nuance, and want a little bit more of a deep dive, check out our main channel here on the screen or in the description, and we'll see you there.